Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. In this video, I'll be going over what I read in June, what I watched, and what I played, or what I rated the book, which is 1 to 5 stars, give a spoiler-free review, and then go into depth for what I thought about the book, which have a spoiler warning on the screen. And with what I watch, I'll give it a 1 out of 10 rating. Let's go ahead and get started. I read 14 books and no DNFs. A Shadow in the Reaping. This is Bryn Weaver's trilogy, which I got the first edition print from Pango Books. Thank you, Sammy Reader, for this. Honestly, great condition of these 3 books. The trilogy follows Lou, who is a siren/vampire that is on her adventure with a Grim Reaper named Ashen. This is more action-adventure than her more popular series, the Ruinous Love trilogy, or her ongoing, Season of Carnage series. Yes, I did read her second book, which will be in the July video when it comes out. Anyway, I did like this first book of the series. Definitely feels like a tribute series or a novel in the sense of some cringe moments like bringing up WAP and how it's a masterpiece 3 times. Not gonna argue against that, just very feels honestly 2020, if not earlier than that. I will read the rest of the series when I get to it, but still appreciate the writing hasn't changed a lot, and her comedy isn't as dark as her later series is, but it's still a good first book from her. 4 stars. A Hymn to Life. Back in 2024 in France, Iselle Pecot found out from her husband that he was drugging her and letting men rape her over the course of a decade. She chose to let her name known to the public and take it to court. This autobiography is about her life story and how she handled this moment of her life. It is a short autobiography about 250 pages, but still hits like a freight train on how she felt during this moment that we were all seeing over the entire world. It's heartbreaking on her talking of her life before her ex-husband with her mother dying to cancer, to which made her believe she had it during the decade of her abuse, which again, she didn't know about it at all. It's hard to read on how much she glossed over the obvious red flags that he was giving during their marriage, but I wouldn't blame her at all with how she led up her life to this moment. I hope she lives a peaceful life after this whole ordeal, not on just her, but her family. 4.75 stars, and this is my book of the month. Beauty and the Demon. This is the latest book to the Hellbent series that I consumed in the past 4 months, and I have to say, I'm happy that I picked this series up. It's still a fun little rom-com series with set scenes that are just porno at this point, with some interesting kinks to say the least, for those that do know what I'm talking about. With this 5th book, it is 4 stars. Honestly, this series so far is a 4-star average. I'll be reading the last book in the series when it comes out on January 26th. A memorable quote that is honestly my favorite out of this series: "I can't believe I let a ghost rub my clit." Apothecary Diaries volumes 10 through 16. I've caught up with the manga to at the point of me writing this script is very close to the ending of season 2. I was just curious on where the manga was, so I'm not gonna keep up with it since it's a good bit behind on the light novel and when the 3rd season comes out. I still enjoy the manga version, which is again still very beautiful, drawn, and it is very accurate adaptation of not just the light novels, but for the anime too, and it's a 5 stars for me. Medusa by Rosie Hewlett. I was picking out Medusa retellings for my Medusa video, which is still coming out, just need to read more Medusa retellings, and came across this 200-page book that was rated pretty good. This retelling is more anger-driven and more of an afterthought by Medusa. I didn't hate it, but it did fall a little flat on the page length and how much it did change from the tale. It's more of a long message she sent out to the people that wronged her or treated her poorly, all the way from Poseidon raping her to the fates giving her the wrong hand. I didn't care for Perseus, but loved on how much Medusa just saw a boy who was a child of rape was treated. She didn't hate him in the end, and just hoped that he took her child to her sisters after her death and gave her a quick fair death. 4 stars. A Drop of Venom. This is another retelling of Medusa, but inspired by Indian mythology. I did like Manchia's POV with her life, her secret on being a Naga, her transformation, and her rape revenge storyline, but didn't really care nor like Ayush, I want to say that's how I pronounce his name, apologies, who is Perseus. I got really bored with his POV to the point of skimming through them. I also didn't care for their romance, since I wouldn't put Perseus and Medusa together as a ship, 'cause technically it's a ship, but it was a good, if not an okay book. For a YA, people complain this is too dark to be YA. Honestly, girls need to know stories like these because the sad fact is that girls are abused at a young age or know someone who was abused at the age of Manshia, who was 14 at the time. Teens do not need to be dumbed down on what social issues are going on in this world, especially in this day and age. 3.75 stars. A Light So Blinding. This is the second book in Emma Holmes' The Kingdom Below series, with her first book being A Darkness So Sweet. I honestly need to go back on her Merman book series because I loved her writing and her world building. The second book follows Astrid, who is a priestess that is demoted to becoming a reward for Bjorn as a slave to use. They escape, and we follow their adventure to the city of trolls. There are so many scenes that were funny, and their romance was not written as good as the previous couple, but still enduring with Bjorn, who has a troubled past with rage. It is hard for me to look at anyone else beyond the sight of your stunning beauty. My eyes never strayed from you, nor did my heart ever skip a beat for another. You are, without a doubt, my guiding star. I would follow you through any darkness, Astrid. I would be a fool indeed to look anywhere else. 4 stars. Real quick with Creepcast. My property isn't normal. I was shown a certain mash eclipse for this episode of Creepcast that my husband demanded, yeah, we gotta listen to it. We were talking out loud about the episode to the point that our friend group was like, excuse me, put it in the watch together so we can listen to this shitty story too. This is just a John Monster Hunter story. It is written so poorly, they made fun of the entire story the entire time. Point 0.5 out of 5 stars. It is only enjoyable to listen for the laughs. And the final book I read for this month is Plaything. I was kindly given an arc from the author Hayden Robinson. Thank you again for giving me this arc. This is their debut horror novel that follows MC. Yeah, her nickname is MC, not like main character, who is a nonverbal autistic girl that is kidnapped into a house full of dolls to find her brother that was kidnapped alongside her. This is written nicely, and the story was okay for a horror novel. The villains and the dolls are written good. POV of the detectives were boring, and I didn't really care for them. I was more interested in MC's horror adventure, and her depiction was written great for a child that is on the spectrum. Thank you again, Hayden Robinson, for the arc. Looking forward for more of your books. 3.25 stars. Me and my husband only watched one thing this month, Legend of Vox Machina, from seasons 1 to 3. We wanted to start watching stuff that weren't anime, and on our backlog, we decided after listening to Legend of Evantris's Once Upon a Witchlight to give Vox Machina a shot. We watched from episode 1 of season 1 to the last season of season 3, right when season 4 dropped. We're taking a break to go watch season 4. My husband was recommended to listen to Critical Role from a friend of ours, so we wanted to see their campaign animated on Prime. We really liked this show to the point of basically binging it in a month. My husband's favorites are either Percy or Pike because he, quotes, likes trauma dumping sluts. His words, not mine. I would have to say for my favorites, it would have to be Fats and Keyleth. Yes, a couple. We are taking a break before coming back to season 4, so pretty stoked to go back. I only played one game, which was Tales of Berseria. The Steam Summer Sale let me get this game almost half off, a game I have been anxious to play, to which I dropped at 18 hours. Yes, even though I made some shorts playing this game in the background, I wasn't interested in it anymore. The story wasn't gripping me, nor the characters. It was a shame since Berseria is regarded as one of the better Tales games, and I haven't played a Tales game since Nintendo DS time with Tales of the Abyss. But hey, you win some, you lose some. I did buy some more Tales games, so I'll be trying them out when I have time and want to. And that was all that I consumed in June. Sorry for a more relaxed and longer schedule. Right when I started making these videos, I didn't have a job anymore. And I was actively looking for a job to try and help out. Honestly, how shitty this economy is and the state of the world with my husband being the primary breadwinner. And yeah, he does YouTube at sometimes. I wanted to try and just not sit in silence and just do some YouTube and talk about my favorite things with you guys and hope you guys like them and just, have a good time and just help people watch these things. But now back in July, I got a job at a bookstore that I really love. And this is a job I've been wanting for many years, if not ever since I started working. And I am very much grateful for this opportunity. And I do love working at this job, especially a bookstore job I've been really wanting to do for a very long time. And so, yeah, my schedule is a little changed. Instead of weekly, I'm gonna try and do monthly. Still try to do shorts as much as I can. And yeah, now that I'm working at a bookstore, I have more opportunities on information on like books and manga and stuff like that than I do now. And hopefully, you guys will continue watching my videos, my shorts, anything that I put out. And yeah, thank you for staying with me and hope you guys will stay with me however long you guys want. I hope you guys enjoy this video and I will see you guys next time. Have a good day, good night, and a good evening.